Three German brothers made their fortune building businesses like eBay, Amazon, and Twitter. But here's the catch. They weren't just similar, they were identical replicas. And somehow, instead of getting sued, the Samwer brothers became billionaires. How'd they do it? Well, they sold their carbon copy businesses right back to the originals. You might love their efficiency, their drive, their audacity, and you do. You might hate their method of stealing someone else's success. Again, many do. You might even despise what some call their greatest creation, Crazy Frog. Think what you want, but can you learn from them? That's what we intend to find out. Because no matter what people say about the Samwers, their strategy worked. In 1998, Oliver, Mark, and Alexander Samwer, fascinated by all things business, took a one-way flight from Germany to the heart of the booming online business world, San Francisco. The brothers were interning in Silicon Valley, soaking up the thrill of the dot-com bubble, hanging around with CEOs and entrepreneurs alike. Having an aggressive curiosity, they tried to absorb everything they could. It was around this time that many of their colleagues were buying and selling stuff on this new auction site, eBay. In the US, it had 2 million users and over 1 million active auctions at any given time. The Samwers became obsessed with eBay because they knew that for Germany's stagnant retail market, eBay could be a total game changer. The brothers hounded eBay executives, pleading with them to expand into Europe, but their emails were left unread. So, instead of waiting around, the Samwers hatched a plan over the 1998 Christmas break. If eBay wasn't going to start in Germany, they would do it themselves. After all, no one can own the idea of online auctions. Now here's the thing about the Samwers. They move fast. In February 1999, just a couple months later, they launched Alando, a German knockoff of eBay. It wasn't the first auction site in Germany, but it was certainly the biggest and splashiest, with front-page banners on search engines and tens of thousands of listings. In just 1 month, Alando had 1 million hits. eBay might have ignored the Samwers' emails, but soon enough it would not be able to ignore the rapid growth of Alando. Here was eBay's access to the European market. 100 days after Alando launched, eBay bought the company from the Samwers for a cool $43 million. Not too shabby. 1 year after the monster payout from Alando, the Samwers moved on to their next project, Jamba. Jamba was basically an early version of the iTunes Store. They sold ringtones, wallpapers, games, and apps. Jamba grabbed a huge portion of the growing European and Asian mobile markets before anyone else did. Partly because the Samwers invented one of the most annoying, most memorable, most marketable characters of all time. By moving fast and early, Jamba built a customer base of millions. In 2004, on behalf of AT&T, VeriSign bought Jamba from the Samwers for $273 million. Now, the money they earned at this point would go on to power each next move. But according to them, it was never about the money. It was about the thrill of winning. They were hooked on it. The Samwers realized that they were really good at spotting opportunities, jumping on them quickly, and making splashy launches. But the cracks in their business fundamentals were starting to show. People began to complain about Jamba's sneaky subscriptions that were nearly impossible to cancel. The Samwers, it seems, weren't afraid to bend or break the rules if it meant they could make more money. But what they did next really cemented their not-so-shiny reputations in the business world. In 2007, the Samwers created Rocket Internet, a startup incubator. And alongside Rocket, they used their millions to launch their own venture capital firm, Global Founders Capital. Through the combined forces of their incubator and VC firm, the Samwers launched several businesses all at once, returning to their copycat roots and multiplying their methods en masse. One by one, the Samwers funded startup clones of Facebook, YouTube, Amazon, Pinterest, and Twitter. These copycats launched into Europe, Asia, South America, and Africa. In one example, Rocket Internet funded CityDeal, a Groupon clone that operated in Germany. The Samwers applied their trademark speed to launch the business, hiring up to 4 new employees every day for 5 months. And at the end of those 5 months, Groupon bought CityDeal for $170 million. After CityDeal, sentiments toward the Samwers started to change. When they were young and scrappy entrepreneurs, their methods could be forgiven. But now, in the VC incubator era, they'd become the fat cats. People questioned the legality and the ethics of their copycat model and argued their methods were too damaging to the European startup world. Under the Samwer sphere of influence, startups were encouraged to copy, grow, and sell out. So much for innovation. And while quick exits and fast flips can make you money, the cost to the business ecosystem was immense. Could European startups like TransferWire, Telegram, or Spotify exist without innovation at their core? No way. This was the main complaint made against the Samwers. But that was then. What about now? Have the Samwer brothers changed their ways? Sort of. They did this copycat thing for a while and continued to suffer major reputational risk. But recently, as in the last 7 years or so, they seem to have changed their tune. They're not just copying and selling back. They've now, it seems, learned how to turn their analytical and execution specialties into something new, in a way. They're hanging on to the businesses that develop, and now they're outperforming those that they copied. As in, they're figuring out how to do it better. They're innovating. So, say what you will about the Samwers, but a few things are clear. They mastered a model that worked, they chose winning business models, replicated quickly in underdeveloped markets, and used a lean structure to move fast and disrupt. So, what are we saying? Go ahead and copy? No, not at all. But their aggressive curiosity paired with a lean startup structure and the ability to rapidly and cheaply iterate are valuable skills. Figure out what works, figure out how to do it better, faster, cheaper, and then go do it. Thanks for sticking around to the very end. If you're interested in practicing these methods for yourself, try sketching out existing business models. We have a link for that. Or even a full business plan. We have a link for that too. Do this with all your ideas, and be sure to let us know in the comments. We'd love to hear from you.